sees. I mean, he never took them out. So here's where we're going to see if Jaedong has learned his lesson. Sunkening up very heavy there. He's got 6, which is probably what's needed anyway with that amount of Marines. Yeah, definitely. And considering he's waiting on Ultras to come out and he's only got a few muted to harass, he's going to need to. And trying to take out the science vessel, but going into a huge clump of Marines, and those muta taking heavy hits, but he didn't actually lose too many, although he did lose all those lings. Jaedong seems to have aged since the last time he played. He looks a little older to me. Not exactly growing a lot of facial hair old, but older nonetheless. Of course, most Koreans don't have much facial hair to begin with, so I guess that wouldn't really work. Anyway, Ultralisk Cavern is up, and C, not being a retard, does scout that left expansion of Jaedong. And Jaedong, there's nothing he can do. Just try to mine what he can and try to hide a drone or no. And I mean, really, can you be surprised? I don't think so. C just getting a free expansion, in my opinion, there. Jaedong should have took the mid-right. And actually, he would have had a working expansion right there. And that's going to hurt him. 6th and 7 barracks going down now for Mr. C. And very nicely done. Irradiate. And Scourge almost taking out those science vessels, but a huge Marine force coming to back up those science vessels, and so that's not going to happen. The Ultras are out. We don't see that Carapace, the super Carapace upgrade quite yet, and now Jaedong finally taking the right, and there are the battle cruisers. Oh my god, and Jaedong playing in the dark certainly does not know battle cruisers of all things are coming. How could he? He doesn't have any comsat to scout that. So Jaedong, he's probably going to find this out and be a little upset when he does see it. And the Overlord going to see it now, and he sees it. I got to see Jaedong's face. Come on, show Jaedong's face. Do it. There he is. And a look of disgust. Well, really no look at all. I mean, it was pretty I don't know, whatever the word is for not much of any emotion. Emotionless, I guess. So we do see a lot of skirmish, and those BCs are very unprotected, and so Jaedong, if he uses all those skirts to take him out, and I think it takes about 6 or 8 even, yeah, maybe it was 6 to take it out, and he does take out one very quickly, although that costs a lot in Scourge. I mean, that's like 225 gas worth of Scourge and 2 dropships coming in, so actually, BC's escorting dropships. That's an interesting thing that I haven't seen in a while. Spore colonies down, and 2 dropships going into Jaedong's main, right on his tech tree, and Jaedong has nothing there. An Ultra popping out just in time. That Den going to go down, though. The Ultralist Den does go down. The Spire most likely going to go down next, and some Scourge taking out one of the dropship. The Ultra look to be going down. Ultra's now running into the main base of C, and C actually survives. He managed to keep up those Marines. A couple of Marines still in Jaedong's base to harass. A ton of Ultras going into C's base, and now C in a little bit of trouble. However, there are no links to accompany those, so those Ultras are going to be very clumsy, taking a lot of hits from Marines and surely taking out a lot of SCVs, but not going to be able to do much against that battlecruiser just taking free shots, doing a lot of damage on them, trying to get up the ramp, and he's going to have to back off. And now Jaedong has the issue of running into the large force of medic Marines that C has out in the middle of the base. So it looks like C is going to try to take out the mid-right base down, and Jaedong right on top of getting those tech tree buildings right back up. Survives that, although the mid-right is going to go down with authority, no problem. Jaedong not able to protect that in any way, and nothing he can say or do about it. C still playing off of 3 bases. It looks like he's going to be working on getting a 4th base up shortly. As I see SCVs being transferred, he must know that he's going to be running low very shortly. A lot of supply depots, so C already way up in his macro, and there we see the power of Irradiate on Ultras. It's going to actually take that Ultra out. It was low enough life, and that's going to be a little bit of a hit. And now we see SK Terran build. It looks like C has pretty much given up on the BC build. I don't know what the purpose really was. Harassment, throw off the build order of Jaedong, maybe make him sweat a little bit, but not going to do all that much with them. A Nidus right out in the front of Jaedong's base. A little seems like silly placement, to be honest. And 1 BC still out on the field to harass. And it looks like Jaedong is going to make sure that no drops occur again in that area and taking out those neutral buildings. Still 1 battlecruiser accompanied by about 50 or 60 Marines, it looks like. Well, not that many. and right up in the front base. And a lot of irradiate going down on 4 ultras. Oh, man, and spore colonies coming down too slow. 1 Scourge landing out of 6. And Jaedong, at this point, I got to say, I think he's in trouble. If he loses both of these expansions, he is in trouble. And those lurkers, instead of using them, he runs them into his drones to kill his own drones. And those lurkers not going to do much of anything. I don't even know if it's worth trying to save them. Really, he should just send them in. They didn't last. And instead, he runs them back and now trying to reinforce with more lurkers, Lings. And he probably will clean up this group of Marines, if nothing else, by irradiated ultras doing damage to the Marines, and finally able to pincer this attack and finish it off. But he needs air support. He's gotta have Scourges ready to take out those science vessels, and he does, and he sends them in, and one or two went down, and a couple more. All of those going to go down. No, he doesn't make it all. That last science vessel likely to make it home. No, Jaedong catches it. All right, so he gets everything. And stupid Scourges, retarded AI running towards the battlecruiser and then away and not able to take it out. So Jaedong having a little bit of trouble again with a single battlecruiser. Story of his life at this point. A couple of more science vessels out in the middle of the field, getting some unprotected ultras irradiating them, and Jaedong just saying, "Yeah, try to kill him if you can," but he just not doing anything. And oh my God, a single battlecruiser with 25 freaking kills. Are you kidding me? And Jaedong once again engaging C in the middle of the map, taking out a lot of Marines with his ultras, but at the same time wiping out his own army. And this is going to work out in his favor this time, but every drone has gone down. 31 kills? Is that 31 kills on that battlecruiser? At least 12 of which had to be drones? Wow. Jaedong playing carelessly. He knows how much damage those can do, and he is not doing anything about it. He's not doing anything. And getting another couple hits, finally taking out that battlecruiser with some Scourge. And really, that battlecruiser was completely worth the 400 minerals and 300 gas that it spent. 31 freaking units it took out before it was finally killed by itself. I mean, one of them was taken out instantly, and Jaedong just left the other one to do as it pleased. It had its way with Jaedong, and Jaedong should have known better. More radiate going down. We got to see a lot more Scourge coming out of Jaedong. Defiler's finally out. I say finally, but really good timing, really. And it's going to get irradiated. He throws down a Dark Swarm, and now he gets irradiated. Excuse me, I have a freaking Cankersaur, and it's killing me. And Kamikaze Scourge not doing much of anything. Neither is that Ultra that's irradiated under the haze of Dark Swarm. And C just continually macroing out those Marines and going to take out another base. But no, Jaedong cancels it before anything can be done. And finally, that was definitely a smart move by Jaedong, although it took him a while. Sorry about that. Need some water. And back to the commentary. And it looks like C once again pushing in the top right. Man, he's got a nice cloud of science vessels going there. I think we need to see some Plague Muta action on those, because if Jaedong can't pull something off, he's just going to keep getting irradiated to hell. I mean, seriously, there's not much. Oh, man, just wasting more Scourge. And Dark Swarm going down on that bunker, and Jaedong going to actually do a lot of damage with just a few Lings. Sorry about that. I just hit puberty, apparently. And that Defiler getting irradiated, but not before taking out all the bunkers. And a couple of Lings hanging out in Dark Swarm while they run into the mineral line of C, taking out a bunch of SCVs, although they won't get too far because C just decided to run his units straight into the Dark Swarm, which really was a good idea. And 2 Scourge landing and running over the irradiate, landing again, taking out 2 science vessels. That is exactly what he needs to be doing. And Dark Swarm finally failing for Jaedong, and so that last Valiant Ling is going to go down. Although it probably had a bunch of kills on it. I didn't even get to look. I didn't get to see. Jaedong once again, for the 3rd time, trying to get the mid-right expansion. Maybe even 4th. I think it's the 3rd, but way too many. Well, 4th if you count the left middle expansion, but whatever. I'm not going to go there. So now Jaedong, just I feel that he hasn't gotten a large enough force at any point in